All right, my friends, we are looking at a new dash cam. Actually, we've got two dash cams from these guys, and we've done some of their dash cams before, which we've been very happy with. This is actually their new line. This is the Vantrue. Vantrue got 2022 Design Award. Yeah, Vantrue Element 1. So we're going to do a quick unboxing of this, and then simply what we're going to do is connect it into our car. We're going to drive around with it for a couple days, and you guys can see the footage and see what you think. All right, so first off, it does say that it has, there's QR codes on the back, but I think it's just where you can locate them, right? It says, goes to their website, goes to their Facebook page. So here's their specs. This is 2592 by 1944, 30 frames per second. Not quite 4K, but it's 2.5K. Voice control, Wi-Fi and app control, wireless remote controller, GPS track, Sony's Starvis image sensor, HDR, wide view angle, 4 parking monitor modes, magnetic assist mount. Well, that's neat. What's that? Super capacitor, yep. Extreme temperature protection, and CPL filter, optional. Now it also has download their app. So because it says download their app, we're going to download their app. So it has a QR code. Does it work? Let's see. Yep, Vantrue Cam. Now we also have their Element 2 that they sent us, so we'll be trying that one after we try this one. So I'm guessing it would be the exact same app. And let's crack this open, because it's a nice box. I'm good with that. Not that a box should tell you, you know, how good a product is, but it's nice to have a nice box. Okay, anyways, here it is. This opens. Oh, there you've got, see, nice little peely tapes. That's nice. Anything else? Nope. Okay, that's like their seal to make sure that nobody else has cracked it open, I'm guessing. Okay, so here we are. Vantrue. Look at that. It's all like transparent. Okay. That's showing you how you plug it in, I guess. Look at that box presentation. That is lovely. Okay, so what is this? It's a remote. You can turn... Is that a remote? Maybe that's a microphone. It's got a little... You see that? It's got like a microphone on it with a little sticky. I'm curious as to what that is. But after we test it, we'll give you more information. This is just the unboxing part, but that's interesting. I like that. You do get, it's chunky. Oh, look at that. It's chunky. Some like it chunky. And look at the size of the camera on the front. That's a nice size camera. Oh, I like that. This must be the mount. So it would go, this would be the base. So you'd mount it like this, which makes sense because all the titling's that way. Nice big orange. I like the fact that they made that orange so you can find it, because I have this issue on a lot of them. You put them up in there and it's in a weird spot and you're like, I don't know what button is what, and you can't find it. Orange. They made it easy. And then on the bottom is all your buttons for your menu. Plus, these are probably, I'm guessing, probably cooling vents. Usbc with a little, look, I'm guessing microphone right beside it. Oh, I like that. And a little screen. E1. You guys can see that there, right? E1. That's snazzy. I like that. That's a nice camera. I'm saying nice, it looks nice. It's pretty. All right, before we get into the accessories, we have, holy moly, cleaning cloth. Sweet. You can never have enough cleaning cloths. And they give you, look at this, little protections, protected by dash cam to put on your, and this is nice too. They give you these. You put these on your window and then you stick the dash cam to it. These are nice because of the fact that it makes it, for one, easy to remove. Plus, they seem to stick better. So that's nice. You just look at this manual. What the heck? That's a lovely manual. 100% that's a lovely manual. Just realize Like, it's a lot of languages. You're looking at about that much right there per language. But lovely font sizes. You guys see that? Easy to read. What is that? Okay. Remote control battery. Does it tell me what that is? Oh, I think that's the remote is, let's say something happens and you want to be able to take a photo or you want to be able to record something or whatever it is. Maybe that's what it does. The camera is equipped with a remote control which can be used to quickly control the camera to snapshot, take emergency video, set recording on, off, and perform other functions. So yeah, I've had that on other dash cams actually, where you have a remote that's like close, you put it on your dash. So if something's happening, let's say someone's cutting you off or someone's driving like an idiot in front of you or whatever, and you want to be able to capture it, because dash cams, maybe just recording a whole bunch of stuff, you can actually click it and force it to record that section. So and it records it and locks it so that it doesn't overwrite it, which is kind of nice. So yeah, that's super handy. But lovely, lovely manual. Okay, accessory wise, what do you get? Accessory wise, you get a lovely box. Everything's lovely. It's lovely. That's my word today. Lovely. My guess is, okay, so you get your little tool here, right here, tool here. That's for tucking your cables and stuff. This is going to be your actual mount. So this is where this sticks to. It does have nice wiring. So I'm guessing, this. It's got these little lock connectors. Can this power? It does. See that? You run your power into here. Oh, that's nice. So then you just kind of take this and boom. And that's solid. Out of all the dash cams like this one, it just feels built like super well. Like the build quality is just, like I said before, it's chunky, right? It's really nice. That locks in there. Does it unlock just as easy once it's in? There's got to be is there an unlock button? I've got it in there now. How do you get it off? I don't know. I'll figure that out later, I guess. You get, this is going to be, I'm not going to take it out right now, but this is your USB-C to USB-A. That's for kind of using in the house. Extra little sticky pads. That's kind of nice. And this is going to be, I will open this because we're gonna need it. This is going to be your 12 volt little super long cable to USB-C, which is going to go into, they're both on the same side, so you can go straight into there or straight into the camera, I guess. So, all right. That's it right there. Okay, we're gonna mount this in the car and see what we think. We'll be right back. All right, my friends. So we've had a chance to be using the new dash cam, the Vantrue, for a couple days now, and I've had a chance to go upstairs and import the footage and take a look at it. And we have done some recording during the middle of the day, so the afternoon. We've done some recording kind of at dusk time, and of course we did some recording at night. But let's first talk about the kind of process that this dash cam kind of goes through when it starts. And I actually think this is a really positive, because most dash cams, I find when you turn them on, as long as there's a memory card in them, and sometimes even if there's not, they either start or they don't tell you anything, they boot up and off they go. And that can be really good, but if the settings aren't exactly what you want the settings to be, then the first time you go to actually use the footage, you may be sad. First off, when it starts, it actually goes through, I don't even know how many screens it goes through, but you know, it does things like setting do you want it in miles or do you want it in kilometers? Do you want it as a 60 hertz recording? Do you want it as a 50 hertz recording? Do you want it to record in one minute increments, 3 minute increments, 5 minute increments? And it goes through all these kind of questions during the startup before it even starts. It asks you or tells you that it's going to record or format the memory card so that you know this is happening. You have to hit OK, you have to agree to it. Everything to get it up and running kind of exactly where you want it. Now, you can go in and play around in the menu in the buttons, and the buttons on the bottom of the control work really well. They're very solid. But if you turn the Wi-Fi on, so when the camera is mounted and the buttons are on the bottom, you click and hold the far right button and you'll actually enable your Wi-Fi. Again, the Wi-Fi enables, the screen has all the information, tells you what your Wi-Fi name is, tells you what your Wi-Fi password is, etc., etc. So then you just go in your phone, you actually turn on the Wi-Fi, connect it to that Wi-Fi network that's being broadcasted. And you can go in and check and change all kinds of settings, which is great. So it has all kinds of settings from resolution, you know, HDR, non-HDR. And we'll talk about that in a second. You know, again, you can change your hertz, you can change your refresh time, you can change beeps and dings and all kinds of stuff, right? Plus, of course, if you are recording and something does happen and you want to be able to go back into the camera, you can connect this way and download footage or see footage or preview footage or whatever that was recorded on the camera's card and download it to your phone or do whatever it is. Now, the initial connection to the phone to retrieve the list of footage, that it does take a little bit of time. So first time I did it, I was like, and I thought maybe it hung, but it didn't, because I tried it a second time and it kind of took about the same amount of time. So it just takes a little bit of time to do it, but it does do it. When you turn the app on, you will have to add it, but as long as you're connected to the device's Wi-Fi, it adds without question. It just adds, boom, you're done. So I think the app itself actually is really good. It does its job. And for us, because we are now going to be using 2 of the Vantrue dash cams, we can use the same app, which is also really good. So yeah, I think that the startup process is really good of it. The way that it turns on and gets everything ready. The app itself is actually really good. I was very happy with it. It does everything. I'd like it to see it maybe a little faster, but other than that, it's good. You can make sure everything's angled right and set up the way that you want it before you mount it securely. I do like the fact that the camera in itself is USB-C, which is excellent. I do like the fact that the GPS is inside the camera, not a separate module. A lot of them have separate modules that sit outside. So I like the fact that no, it's inside the device, which is really good. For video quality, like I said, we recorded during the day, and you have two resolutions. So the top two you have a whole bunch of resolutions, but the 2 high resolutions, they're totally, I didn't even really notice this when I looked at it, because it was like, they're both 2.5K, but one's 2.5K like by, I think it's 1440 or something like that, and the other one's 2.5K by 19 something. So when you're in the HDR mode, which is the second one from the top, which is also the default mode, you get a standard widescreen shot. It looks really good. It captures really nice. I'd have to say during the day or the afternoon throughout dusk, it actually worked very well. I don't know, because it's in HDR mode, that may have been a bit of an issue when it got like really dark out, that the HDR was having some issues with it because it was just so dark. But it's trying to balance the overall image out. So I think, you know, it did a decent job because the sensors are so small in these cameras. And it's something that I talk about all the time. Don't expect high-end quality that you're going to get at nighttime. As long as it does its job decently, I think it'll be good. Now that's in the second from the top. That's the 2.5K by, I think it's 1440p HDR. Now it has a resolution higher, and I was like, cool, higher resolution. And it is higher resolution if you look at it spec-wise, because it's like 2.5K by, it's 19 something. But it ends up being I don't know if it's a 3:2 or a 4:3 ratio screen, and you end up getting a screen that looks like this. So you may look at it and be like, well, that's not as good because it's not as wide. Well, yeah, it is as wide because it's both 2.5K in width. So the width is identical. What you're getting is extra height, right? So you're taking this by this. So let's say this is your screen with normal widescreen with a 2.5K, and now you're getting this. Same width, but you're stretching out this way. So you get way more information and way more visual, higher and lower. So if we were to take this footage that you're seeing right now and just zoom into a widescreen screen, this is exactly what you would see in the resolution below. So don't think that you're getting, you know, less width. You're not at all. You're just getting more height. So I I kind of think I like that. And you're seeing more cameras actually do this because for one, it helps with some stabilization. Two, it gives you more information on the screen, which is really nice. So if something happens higher, we get to see it. And because this is, maybe you have it mounted and the mount tips a little bit. Well, because it's recording higher, you can still see that information. It's not as if it's not perfect, right? So I actually like this, and I think for me, I would probably keep it in the highest resolution. You lose your HDR. Is that a huge deal? Not for me. I don't think so. If you're someone that's going to use this footage and like to drop it into an editor or whatever you're doing like that, and you don't want to have to be able to zoom in and do anything with the footage, then just use the other one, the 2.5K HDR. Then it's ready to go and yeehaw. And it looks great. Overall, I think this camera, actually one of the better ones that I've tried. It's probably one of the my favorite ones so far this year. And we did some Vantrue stuff, I want to say a year or two ago. And when they came out at that point in time, they were really good as well. They've stepped it up. And 2.5K, you know, is it 4K? No, it's 2.5K. Is there much of a difference between 2.5K and 4K? Not when you look at a dash cam. Yes, if you were to look at like a mirrorless camera or an HDR camera or even like a GoPro camera, sure, the sensors are bigger. They're designed to be seen on TVs and things like that. But because this is really designed to capture incidences, I think that's the right word. It's capturing at a really high bit rate, sorry, a really low bit rate, fairly low bit rate, because you're seeing it processed through YouTube, which is even lower than what I'm originally seeing. And it looks better through the footage I see than what you're seeing. But it's still, you can tell that the bit rate's low, but that's dash cams. It is what it is. So if you're in an area going through with a lot of trees and things like that, you'll really notice that the tree definition, you lose it. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that until we see dash cams come out that are pushing higher bit rates. But the problem with that is that with a higher bit rate and to be able to record that amount of time, you're going to have to see dash cams come out that have like a minimum, not a maximum memory card size, a minimum card size. So like 64 gigs is your minimum, because anything lower than that and you're going to get like 12 minutes and it's going to start overwriting, right? So that becomes the concern. We have to figure out, you know, 32 gig card, we still want to be able to get a couple hours on it. We have to get that compression in that sweet spot, right? Anyways, I think the camera is really good. I'll put links to it below where you guys can go take a look. We are now testing the other one. It's the, I want to call it is it Element 2? This one was the Element 1, I think. Yeah, this one, the one that we're testing in the car right now is, you'll see the Element 2. So we are, I don't even have that camera going. It's the, you guys see it there, maybe? Well, I changed my focus. Look how long it takes to hook over on this, right? Element 2. And the big difference is it has a rear camera. Yeah, rear camera. So I think the front camera is going to be very similar, but rear camera, that could be something if you're interested. That review is going to be coming out hopefully in a couple days. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there. I'll put links down to Vantrue's website, and that's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that little notification bell, and we'll see you guys next video. Later, my friends.